prefacing this. There might be some spicy language in here. So I'm just preparing your ears before I play
this. This gotta be AI. This gotta be AI. I say this.
What's the reason why we are in a DHS shutdown right now? Because Republicans have refused to agree to the type of bold, transformative, meaningful, and dramatic reforms we are demanding in order for the Department of Homeland Security funding bill to move forward. One of those demands is keep ICE out of sensitive locations. And we've defined that as schools, houses of worship, hospitals, and polling sites. We want an explicit prohibition that ICE can go nowhere near any polling sites in the United States of America.
I don't even know how to do this video, because I know that he did not just admit that you got to keep the ICE people out of the voting because you need illegal people to vote. I'm okay. Somebody help me. So you want to keep the regulation out of the place that needs to be regulated. You literally just admitted that you got to keep the ICE agents out of the voting places because you need the illegal people to vote. I'm not understanding what is going on. You gotta be kidding me, bro. You gotta be Hakeem. Hey, King. Hey, man, bro. Are you done? Hey, oh my God. I think I got a boo-boo. Because I got to get this out of me. It's no way that... Are you retarded? Who is in charge of the publicity and the PR, the public relations over there at the Democratic Party? You guys say that I know somebody's got to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he just said that. Oh my God. Like, you don't have anybody in charge of your mouth? Holy shit. Dude. Oh my God.
I'm sorry. She cracks me up. And I want to like totally bust out laughing on the microphone. But she's not wrong because he said it. Why would ICE need to be at any polling stations if illegals aren't voting? Like, because you've already said illegals aren't voting. What are you talking about? Then why are you trying to keep ICE away from polling stations? Specifically, like you named them. Not once or twice. Not once, but twice in your statement. They're not protected anywhere. You know why? Because they broke the law. And they shouldn't be at church. And if any churches are protecting people that are here illegally, that I question if you're a church. You're a building that says that you represent God, but you don't. And we can go on down the line of who says they're representing God and who's not. And that's proper judgment. Okay? Because if you are committing evil and you say that you are for God, because people are not perfect, I will say that. But if you are outwardly doing things against the Bible, flat out, you're not representing God. That's why you do not have God's favor. That is why you are under God's judgment. Let's just be clear. God's going to deal with you. I don't have to. Okay? You've already put yourself under judgment, not following God's word. And that's just plain and simple. But the polling stations, you don't want ICE at the polling stations? What is going on? Yeah, just all kinds of admissions of guilt. So crazy. Suppose that, amen. I know. It's crazy. What outcome of the study? Oh, what was the outcome? We don't know what the outcome of the study was. They're just putting it in place. That's what I'm saying. Like, so for Dr. Rock, Zoe 4212, they don't know. And I think this is why Moore was frustrated with the situation because they want to do another study. He didn't say, okay, now is not the time for a study. He said another. So there have been multiple studies. And this is even something that's been discussed for those fighting for reparations, right? Is that we've done enough studying. Where is the implementation from the studies? Why are there task force continuing to be put into place? And why are millions of dollars being put into these task force who do not produce anything that moves the needle forward? Just saying. Just saying. Yet they continue to go, we need another study. Are you sure? I don't think you do. But hey, we'll let you have it. Now, we're going to get into some heavy stuff. I hope I just kind of, gave y'all a little bit of uplift, something to kind of giggle about, but not really, right? Because that's crazy. We're going to talk about cancer in the CIA. And this is from Band.video, which is Alex Jones. So let's get into it.
They just declassified the CIA documents where they put poison in the vaccines, the food and water to dumb you down and make you easily controllable. Exactly as I told you. Because it's already been in so many other downstream documents. It's in the official White House briefing to Barack Obama by John P. Holdren. Here, I got it right here. See this? This was produced by the Rockefeller Foundation back in the 70s, adopted as law. Fluoride in the water, shots to dumb you down, give you cancer, kill you. It's eco-science. Population, resources, environment. This is U.S. government policy. Henry Kissinger made this policy, 74, year I was born. Paul R. Ehrlich, Annie R. Ehrlich, and John P. Holdren. Decades later, he's the White House science czar. You might want to actually find out the stuff. You might want to actually know they want to kill you and your family. Oh, we got some big CIA news. I'm going to hit here in a moment. New documents, they're going to blow you away. All right, I'm about to lay something on you. Incredible. And we've talked a lot about this for decades. And there are so many prestigious medical studies going back over 100 years where Western medicine thought they discovered this. But it's actually in the ancient Vedic scriptures of the Indians, 3,000 years old. It's in Egyptian hieroglyphs. You see the symbol of the pine cone everywhere, or the pineal gland. And we now know, and you see the ancient symbol going back to Mesopotamia, all of it, of medicine is two snakes around a stick, the DNA. And they knew, really by 1900, that sodium fluoride, or even calcium fluoride, that you need a tiny bit of, to be healthy, but tiny bit, is highly toxic to the pineal gland. That is the tuner. And remember, they've had Princeton and others come out proving ESP, measuring it now with devices person to person, and we all have it. And it's tied again to magnetic cones in the brain. And it's magnetic cones in butterflies and in geese and in everything that let them be born one place and fly thousands of miles to where they're supposed to and then fly right back to that same place they were born. On the case of monarch butterflies, they fly 3 groups all the way up to Canada from Mexico, smaller ones. Then a big jumbo butterfly is born who's 3 times bigger, who flies all the way back to the same tree that its great-great-granddaddy was born in and does the cycle again. And it's all off these magnetic cones and their own little pineal gland that directs those. They have now declassified a 1960 CIA document with massive studies they did in mind control that not only is the pineal gland directing all of this as like the tuner, your free will directs it, but the pineal gland is the mechanism. Every cell in your body is an electrochemical liquid crystal that is receiving every form of energy in the universe, including interdimensional energy, which is reflected by the dark matter. And it gets worse. That the CIA knew that there were hundreds of classes from microscopic amoeba-like worms up to large worms, like the one Kennedy had that ate part of his brain. People make jokes about it. To the cat-borne worms that up to a third of America has, over half of India has, that's associated with criminal activity, insanity, everything you see. It's the crazy cat lady. So they knew all this and suppressed that most brain cancer, most breast cancer, you name it, is parasites. And you're going to say, wait, the last few years we've seen all these doctors and scientists and people that were dying of cancer get on dewormer, not ivermectin, but another one, and they're cured. But they don't want you to know that because they've made trillions of dollars off of it, and it's about control. So the fluoride blocks, at a great extent, your receiving and transmitting at the cellular level. It calcifies the pineal gland. And then the food supply, and so much of it, has all these different classes of worms that get all in your organs. And then when they see all these worms in you, well, they don't treat worms. They don't look at worms, because the Rockefeller Foundation took over medicine really about 100 years ago and got rid of all that. That's why in the old days, they didn't know what the name of it. They just called it, the tumors. Andrew Jackson got cancer all the time. When he got older, they'd say, President Jackson, drink 3 ounces of mercury. And it's deadly poison. But his cancer would go away. He'd get really sick for a week and vomit and throw up and go insane. They'd have to tie him down, but cancer would go bye-bye because it killed the worms. Well, you could take stuff that isn't that to get rid of it. Now, not all cancer is caused by the worms. But I'm going to come back and get into this. And at 4th hour, I'm in a whole deal on it. It's just insane. And the fact that they know they knew all of this. The whole attack is to suppress you, folks. You are magic. You literally are a giant antenna. You are a liquid crystal. What do you think water is? We'll be right back. So, I have been told by top generals, top scientists, you've heard them on the show, all this information that the CIA has now declassified, that they've known the cure for most cancers is dewormer. And again, there are parasites that are amoebas. They're single cell, but they're good size. You'll see them under a magnifying glass. You'll see them with the naked eye, some of the bigger ones. And then they got them right up to worms. Worms just don't get in apples, folks. And they knew all this, and they make fun of people, and they attack it, but it was well known. And that's why people, before we had non-toxic or less toxic dewormers, would just take arsenic, mercury, you name it. Again, so many presidents today would have a big old tumor. The doctors say, this isn't going to feel very good. Take arsenic and take mercury. And they take it. And all of Jackson's teeth fell out from it, but he lived. So that's just one example. You look up Andrew Jackson. They have all of these amazing dewormers that are having, in now major studies, proving, and it's being suppressed. And here's the CIA in 62 knowing it, but more importantly, talking about we are all a liquid crystal. And we are a transceiver. That's in the document. CIA classified research, the human body is a liquid crystal. And they even give it a breakdown code of the molecule. Superconductivity. And they created systems to manipulate and control it at will. And how they were using ESP with it that we broadcast. What did Princeton come out with last week? They don't want you to know this, but you already know it. me show you some more. Here's the actual CIA document. Now, there's thousands of these clips. These are medical doctors, scientists everywhere for decades. And you can buy this dewormer online. I haven't thought about selling it. We should. We just won't make any claims.